Hello. Today I want to do I guess you can call it an unboxing video of sorts, but instead of unboxing toys or electronics or a video game, I'm going to unbox a book from my book collection so we can take a look at it. The book that I'll be showing today is a 1934 Random House first edition of Ulysses by James Joyce. I have it housed in a custom slipcase here. If you're not familiar, I'll try to do a little bit of background information on the book without getting into too much detail. It's a really fascinating book, not only the book itself, but also just the history of the book. The Random House First Edition is the first legal American edition. As I said, it was printed in 1934, although there was a copy that was printed before that, several years before that, that was not endorsed by James Joyce, and a lot of those copies were destroyed or confiscated, and it's become an incredibly rare book to find if you can find a copy like that. But the true first edition was actually published in 1920 by Sylvia Beach with the Paris and Company publisher in Paris. It was printed in very limited numbers. Some of the copies were signs. Some of them were on different types of paper. It's a very interesting first edition, but very, very limited. I think it was about 1,000 copies, if I'm remembering correctly. And a book that was put together, a very thick book, as you can see, but it was put together with a paper spine and just a book that fell apart very easily. So finding the copies of the true first edition are very, very scarce. You can find just a handful of them in online booksellers, and most of them are in pretty terrible condition, obviously, as you'd expect. Not just because of the age, but also just because of how the books themselves were bound. Copies range from one, and that's absolutely falling apart, still can cost thousands of dollars. And a copy that's in a true unread, or fine condition can cost upwards of $50,000 to even in the six figures, depending on the particular copy that it is, if it's a signed one, and what condition it's in. So this is a much more attainable copy for book collectors out there, the 1934 Random House First Edition. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. As I said, I've got this in this little slipcase here. And we'll take a look at the book itself. So right off the bat, what you'll notice is the very iconic dust jacket. It's an absolutely marvelous design, really on all sides. It was designed by Ernst Reichel, and it's actually one of the ways that you can tell if this is a first printing of the dust jacket is you'll see his name. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Hopefully it's focused, but you'll be able to see his name right above James Joyce here on the side of the dust jacket there. One of the things that makes this particular copy special is the condition of this book itself. Finding copies of the 1934 Random House it's not actually that difficult to find copies. Random House had been trying to have this book published for a while, and they definitely printed a decent number of copies in their first printing. The challenging part is actually finding a copy that's in good condition, and there's a few different reasons why. But the primary factor is this dust jacket is notoriously fragile. And not just fragile, but it's very much prone to darkening, to getting very, very tan and dark. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right here on the top of the spine, there's a bit of darkening that you can see there. That's one of the few sort of flaws on this dust jacket. And traditionally, that is sort of the darkening that you would see all over the entire dust jacket. So in this case, this dust jacket is just in absolutely remarkable condition. And that's one of the things that makes this particular copy so special. I'm going to go ahead and take the dust jacket off. You'll also know if it's one of the first impressions of the dust jacket, is it'll have the price in the corner here for $3.50. You'll want that to make sure that that price is not clipped out of your copy when you're looking. Another special thing about this copy is also this cloth. This cloth is one that traditionally when you're finding these copies, because of the light color of the cloth, it's very easy for this copy to get dark as well, just like the dust jacket. So traditionally when you find these copies, they're very dark. In this case, this is just another example of this book just appears to be in wonderful condition. It's likely an unread copy. Now, obviously the fact that this is Ulysses by James Joyce, that may very well be why this copy is unread, but I'm very grateful, of course, that someone did not read through it. But it's an absolutely gorgeous book, both inside and out, the dust jacket, the book itself. It's got sort of this dark color here on the top of the pages. Just an absolutely gorgeous book. I'll open it up and we'll take a quick look at some of the pages. I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well, but I'll try to hold this up. It has the sort of the double title page with Ulysses across the front by James Joyce. And then it'll have, you'll know, it'll say the American First Edition from Random House from 1934. Originally, it was actually written as a periodical in 1918 and 1919 before first being published in 1920. There's the decision from the court from Random House, obviously trying to fight to get to allow this book to be published. It was just an absolutely huge legal decision at the time. There's a letter from James Joyce before you finally get into the book itself, and you'll see the sort of the iconic intro pages that have the large first letter there. You know, it's a really incredible style throughout the entire book. It's just a really desirable book to have in your collection. Now, in terms of the rarity and what you may expect to pay for a copy of the book, as I said, you know, it's not a particularly rare copy. You can find copies of this book in online booksellers fairly easily. Really, the kicker is going to be just what you're willing to pay is going to come down to the actual condition of the book, both of the dust jacket itself primarily being the main driver of the price, and then obviously the book itself as well. You can find copies without a dust jacket or with a dust jacket in poor condition, or maybe even a non-first printing of the dust jacket from several $100s upwards to $1,000. But the price can go up easily into multiple thousands of dollars if you can find a copy that's in really good condition. So if that's something that you're looking or in the market for, that's kind of the ballpark of what you may expect to have to pay to get your hands on a copy. So I hope you found this video to be helpful. I don't want to ramble on too much here. I just want to do just a quick little look at this book. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to do more videos in the future showing some of the other books in my collection. Thanks for watching.